make him pay. Make him seriously pay for something. Buy you something if you want to see something like again.
Date several men at the same time. Don't fall in love. Don't become over emotional, and get your money. Have a focus. Have some focus when you're dating. Make a goal. Okay, I'm gonna be dating. Let's say you're gonna be dating 3 men. Your goal is to pay for nothing, to get a couple of bills paid, or to get some money to stack, save, or start a business. That's your goal. Nothing else. No marriage, no commitment, nothing. The only commitment you need is that direct deposit commitment. Okay? And the rest will fall in line. When a man invests in you, that's when he stays longer and you receive and you're going to get what you want. Okay? You need advice on asking your husband to add you as an authorized user on his bank account without giving him access to mine. I used to handle everything myself. How should I approach this conversation? Recovering Bob the Builder. Well, the better approach is asking him for a certain amount of money a month to put into your bank account on direct deposit. That way he feels like you don't need to enter his account and he doesn't need to enter yours. But if he has you on a direct deposit where he automatically gives you money every month, you shouldn't really need his. So try to get on the direct deposit, because if you do that, he might want access to yours, especially if you used to be a Barber the Builder. Okay? You say your husband losing interest in you, then go find another man on the side, man. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You can do it too. Go get a side dude. Shoot, that's what they do. Your husband should give you an allowance or a certain amount of money every month or every week or how often you need it. Otherwise, you can go get it from somewhere else. So it better be him. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
So I'm going to talk about finding a rich man really quick. And it's a little bit cringe and embarrassing. I've worked for millionaires for a very long time, and I see the wives that they have. It's not the way these people who are not dating millionaires talk about. Literally every single woman that they date is in their bracket, if you know what I mean. So she matches his success. If the man is making millions, she's making just as much or right below him. They went to a similar college, or they have similar degrees, or they're both in that bracket. Rich men don't go and hunt for beautiful women. That's just not kind of how it works. They're normal people. They fall in love with who they fall in love with. If you want to pull a Hailey Bieber and bend your life around to manipulate them into getting into their circle, then sure, but that's just a little, why? All just to be a part of this life that you think he's going to bring to you? And I'm going to be really honest with you, the lifestyle that millionaires have is not what you think. They're not relaxing, they're not chilling, they're not going on vacation, the mom's not sitting around doing her nails. It is not like that. From what I have seen, they are extremely busy, always working, and constantly on the upkeep of what they have. The wife is not lounging and hanging out. She is running the house. She's taking care of the kids. It is not what you guys think. The only time you will ever see this is if you're dating billionaires. People who have millions and millions and millions of dollars. Multi-millionaires. Famous multi-millionaires. The literal 1%. And if you want to try so hard to get into that 1%, then you're going to have to be a 1% girl. Or appeal to him from his background or something. I mean, think about Cristiano Ronaldo. The reason why he married her was because of her background and where she came from and because she was beautiful. But you don't want to base your whole life off of finding a man that can give you a life that you desire. You know why? Because you have a purpose, and your purpose isn't just to have a luxurious lifestyle. Your purpose is part of your skills and who you are as a woman and what you bring to society. Is there anything wrong with finding a rich man? Not really, but sis, if you really, really, really want to find a rich man, then become a rich woman, and you're likely to find rich men.
Here is a foolproof way to ask for money even when you are shy. If you're not already following me, hit that follow button because I make content like this every day to help you get your generous rich man. I know how nerve-wracking it can be asking your first multimillionaire for the money that you're looking for. He finally asks you how much you are looking for and you freeze. You're so close, but now you're overthinking it. What if the amount of money I practice saying is too much for him and then it scares him away? Oh, shoot, how do I bring this up? This is the only method you ever need to remember, and it's so foolproof it's not even funny. And that is my favorite hot and cold method. So after working your magic on him, and you get him to the perfect place where he asks you, so how much are you looking for per month? This is how you use the method. You say, forget it. No, I couldn't say. He say, no, tell me. It's like, no. You're probably used to girls who don't even ask. I couldn't. No, just tell me. $20,000. He could even later say, oh, well, that's a steep amount. And you're like, that's why I didn't want to tell you. Because I like nice things, and you're probably used to girls who like simple things. Here's 3 reasons why using the hot and cold method on this specific situation works each and every single time. Number 1, you build curiosity. At this point, you have drawn him in so much that it would be too late for him to back out and go, oh shoot, that's poisonous, which is exactly where you want him to be. Instead of having his guard up from a far distance, you want him to be the one searching for the answer. Number 2, it helps you gather your courage and your thoughts. It's like counting till 3. You're just like, okay. It gives you those few moments to gather yourself and say, okay, I'm saying that amount. Trust me, those few seconds is very helpful. Number 3, you come off as 2 things. Number 1, you are attacking his ego because he's the one who asked you. He's the one who wanted to know, which is a lovely way to put the ball in his court. Then while simultaneously attacking his ego, you come off as innocent. Like, I didn't want to say it. I knew you couldn't afford me. You're not forced to be here if you don't want to. I didn't want to say it. Even if you're shy, go give him hot and cold and get your generous rich man.
You want to know what's crazy? The fact that there's a word for a woman who wants access to a man's money, despite the fact that you can work towards becoming rich, but there is no equivalent word for a man who only wants a woman for her looks. Despite the fact that you're born with your looks, like you can't even do anything about it, but you're the one that's called greedy. You're the one that's called transactional and materialistic. But what are they? Just boys being boys.
How to get an initial investment from someone. Make sure that when you are trying to get money from a man, that he sees how it will also benefit him, how he will also get something. And it doesn't have to be you. It doesn't have to be something physical. It can be compliments. It could be making that person feel special or important by just the little things that you do. It could be your happiness. A lot of people like to see you happy. It could be, some profound way of making them feel as if they're making a difference in the world. So yeah, you got to work on that ego. Okay. So if you are able to talk to someone, make them feel special, make them feel as if, they're the answer to your prayers. There've been someone that you really admire, when you ever need something, or if you mention that you may need something or you would love to have something, they're going to want to return the favor somewhat so they can keep getting what they're getting from you, that ego stroked and how their confidence and, So if you start off small and mention like small things, they're going to quickly try to solve your issue because they know that having you around is good and it's a boost for their ego. And it pushes them to the next level in their business as well, because they go in with new confidence, with new vigor in life. They're happy to wake up in the morning and get that text and, oh, I was thinking about you. And it's just almost like, when you were younger, you had that work crush and you get up early and get dressed and get ready to go to work, and you really don't like your job, but that person there that kind of is nice to you and flirts with you a little bit or does nice things for you is what's making you get out the bed and look halfway decent to go to the job that you probably don't like.